All right, hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. So today I have another very interesting tennis racket topic that is more on it's a mixture of philosophical and technical thing, and it might help you to get the racket you really need, not the one you want. That's a huge difference. Racket that you need, that you will benefit from actually, compared to a racket that you want, but you will not benefit from it in a long term. And I believe this topic will be once again a very controversial, but at the same time I believe that these topics, opening these topics, these controversies, and thinking a little bit differently compared to the majority maybe that is thinking in a more like standard way that has been kind of pushed to them, and they don't see it from a distance. They see it and read it based on the information they are given. That tennis rackets in general are designed for some purpose. We have nowadays so many tennis rackets that it is crazy. It is super difficult to orient on the market of a tennis racket. And in this video I want to talk about the thing that if you buy a tennis racket for a particular type of game or for a particular style, let's say you are going to buy a spin-oriented racket, then you should buy a spin-oriented racket only when you are a decent spin player. You already know how to play spin. Because there is a misconception and people think wrongly. It's just wrong. It doesn't work like that, and it shouldn't work like that. I'm new to tennis, or maybe I'm a little bit experienced. I don't know how to play topspin. No one told me how to do it. No one teach me how to do it. I don't know how to do it, and that's why I buy a spin-oriented racket, because I'm thinking that a spin-oriented racket will help me generating spin. No, that's not how it works. If you don't know how to play spin, then spin-oriented racket is of no use, because spin-oriented rackets have a specific drill pattern. They have wider spaces between the strings. It means spin-oriented racket in general generate a lot of energy, a lot of free power. And you have to control the power with the spin. And if you don't know how to play spin, then you will lose the control and the balls will be flying all over the place. And you will probably compensate that by stringing the racket at a higher tension, and this can lead to different problems with your arm and so on, because spin-oriented rackets are usually a lot stiffer compared to other, let's say, control-oriented or precision-oriented rackets. If you want to get better at hitting more precisely and you don't know how to do it, you are not hitting precisely with any standard racket, and you are thinking, oh, maybe I should buy a Pro Staff, or I should buy a Wilson RF, because these rackets, they are, designed for precision, right? A lot of precision, and they will solve the problem for me, right? Of course not. Of course not. These rackets will punish you, because control-oriented or precision-oriented rackets usually have, once again, a different drill pattern, mostly in the center, and it doesn't mean it's a 18 by 20 control-oriented racket. It can be a 16 by 19 control-oriented racket. But the center strings, the main strings are so tight in the center that it almost feels like hitting with a concrete racket. It's stiff upon impact. So what you have to do when you are playing with a control-oriented racket, and usually also control-oriented rackets have smaller head sizes, right? 98, 97. You have to string them a little bit lower. But then there is the problem of making the sweet spot, softer on the sides. So if you don't hit precisely where the sweet spot is, you are not good at hitting a tennis ball, and you hit too wide outside the sweet spot, then when you string looser, you will also lose control, and the racket will once again punish you. There will be lots of vibrations, there will be a disbalance, so the racket won't be stable, and so on and so on. So there is this misconception, controversy, that people think I will buy spin-oriented racket and that will solve my problem. It might help you just a little bit. Let's say you know how to play spin, your potential is 20%. That's your spin potential. There is a 100% potential, and then you have a 20% potential. So you play 20% spin. Other than that, you play mostly flat, and you think if you grab a spin-oriented racket, of course, at the time when you hit spin, that let's say 2 balls out of 10, that's a, let's say 20%, chance, then at that moment, the racket will increase the spin, the RPMs of the ball by certain amount of percent, but still, this doesn't really make any sense for you. This is not a good trade for, let's say, other aspects that you are maybe better at. So flat hitting players who want to play with topspin shouldn't buy a spin-oriented racket. They should learn topspin first with their racket and then switch to a spin monster racket that will enhance the spin dramatically. So I will tell you a simplest example. So I'm a basic standard driver. I drive a standard car. Let's say it can be a Skoda Octavia, right? Czech car. This is a standard people's car, or let's say a Volkswagen, I don't know, Golf or something like that. A normal car, right? So I drive the car, but at one day I decide for some reason, maybe I have won in a lottery, that I will go for a Ferrari or for a Porsche, for some really, high speed, very powerful car. And I'm thinking, oh, if I buy a Ferrari, I became, a top driver, like a race driver, right? Because I bought the car, and the car will allow me to become, great race driver. No, in 2 days I will smash the car in a tree, and I will kill myself, or kill my buddies, kill my family. That's what's going to happen if I'm not ready for the car, if I don't know how to drive that car. And that's the same with a tennis racket. So don't jump on the concepts that the companies are giving us, problem-solving rackets, because you will not ever get the potential from that racket if the potential is not already inside you. So I will have another comparison here. Wait a moment. So ta-da! So this racket has been sitting here in my apartment for quite few years now. This is the Blade Serena Williams Autograph. It's a 102 inches head size racket. It's 306 gram heavy. Balance is 330. And the length is 71.1 centimeters or 28 inches. And the string pattern is 18 by 19, so a little bit more control. But still, this is the weapon that Serena did use. And she used that racket because she wanted the most possible power with a good control. So she came to Wilson and said, "Hey Wilson, please make me a racket, make me my own racket, signature racket, with the most possible power." And they were looking at her like, "But you have the power. You are the most powerful woman that ever walked on a tennis court." And she said, "But I want even more. I want to be the power to be overwhelming." And she said, "And I will learn how to control the racket. I will learn how to tame it." And they made it. But you are not a Serena Williams. You are not a pro-level player. You don't have the time. You don't have the resources. You don't have, I don't know, essentially, you don't have the possibility to buy such a dramatically different racket from your kind of play style and to learn the features that the racket is, is based on, and to control them and to enhance them, and so on and so on. So this is an extreme example, and I don't recommend anyone going for these extremes. First, learn a good spin and then buy a spin-oriented racket. And if you want to buy a precision, really precise, scalpel-oriented racket, Prestige, RF, Pro Staff, you have to be very good in hitting, and you need to have a really good feel for the ball. But if you don't have it, don't force it. Don't force it. Don't think that the racket will magically transfer your game, unless you are totally committed to fight with the racket, learn with the racket, grow with the racket, like I said in my previous video. So, problem-solving rackets are just the magical tricks that the companies are playing on us, and very often a racket that is very specific for a very specific tennis style is not good for the player who doesn't play and use the racket in that kind. And what I think is getting, in this sense, is getting better lately is the fact that tennis rackets are now becoming more, I would say, like usable for a wider type of style. So the days where there were very, very, very closely specific tennis rackets for one type of style. Let's say in the past, the pure arrow was truly made for players who love to play topspin, with a lot of spin, a lot of usage, a lot of wrist, head speed, and so on. But nowadays, more of these spin-oriented rackets are also getting a little bit more control, more feel. So that's always good. And I would advise, and that's why also I think that the head speed, for example, is so popular, because this is a racket that is not forcing you to play a particular type of style. You can play flat, it works. You can play with spin, it works. So that's a great racket to learn with. Or head boom. Head boom is essentially a little bit more easier playing speed, but in terms of the spin and, power, it's not that powered. It has power, but not too overwhelming, too much power. It's really, really good. It has bigger sweet spot because it is wider at the top, and that helps you, of course, with the confidence. You can hit it faster without missing the shot. But overall, for example, these two rackets are neutral. They don't force you to play a particular style of game. So if you don't know how to play spin, don't buy a spin-oriented racket. If you are not skilled enough to play with a control-oriented racket, don't buy a control and precision-oriented racket. Buy something that has everything from all the worlds. And once you decide for a particular type of game, or you become a type of player that you really connect with, then purchase a racket that really suits you and enhances what you already know and what you already can produce on the court. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this topic? It might feel like I'm jumping from the opinion. Like sometimes I say this and sometimes I say that. Of course, life is not like black and white. Something works for you, but it doesn't work for me. I can't say like in general, just do this, and it will work for you. For some people, it's best to buy a difficult racket and to grow with the racket that would be the best way, let's say, to learn tennis. Buy a little bit more difficult racket that you can learn how to play with, and it will push you. You will advance more, and once you get on the level, let's say, of the racket, you will be very good with the frame, and it will become part of your game. But at the same time, don't expect that you buy a spin-oriented racket and it will like magically turn you into a Rafael Nadal. If you don't know how to play spin, it won't. It just doesn't work like that. So always there must be something inside you that you can transfer to the frame, and the frame gives you back the amount you transfer to the frame. There is this communication, but if you don't apply spin to a spin-oriented racket, there is no way the racket will produce a spin. No way. It will produce a super loopy, long ball that will end outside the court because it's just too powerful. There is just too much power, and you didn't know how to control the power, how to apply the RPMs on the ball, just so the ball can land in. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you like these videos? I'm essentially not recommending you like a particular brand, particular frame. I'm just giving you my whole point of view on that matter. And I'm changing my opinion on certain things as the time goes. It's just natural, it's the evolution. And as you know, I played my whole life, most of my life, 18, 20 years with a pure drive. And the older I get, the more I think it was wrong. I played tremendous matches, tremendous, experience with the frame. But now I'm thinking that what if I tried when I was 25 a pro staff? What if I tried a more control-oriented racket? Because I have nice fluid technique, good footwork, great feel. So why did I use the pure drive? Why? Because it was pushed to me from my uncle from Germany. He was giving me the rackets. When he used them, he was sponsored by Babolat, and when he finished with the older models, he just gave me them. So it was convenient for me. That's why I was using the racket. And I never switched when I was in my prime, because I was constantly given these older models for free. Or not for free, for some better price. That was a mistake, don't you think? It's a mistake that you are just given something and you don't look around. That there are maybe better possibilities. Not maybe in the terms of the free power, but in terms of the feel, touch, creativity, overall possibilities, the development of your game. Because I was always a chess player on the tennis court. So why did I use pure drive? I'm truly regretting it now. But I'm not taking it that seriously because, life just goes by, and I'm super happy that I found the Wilson RFs, and it kind of like switched everything for me. So guys, find the racket you really get connected with. That's the most important thing in my opinion. That you feel the frame. Some people might feel pure drives well. Some people might feel E-zones. Some people might feel percept great. Some people might feel blade great. I don't tell you which path you should go. I'm just navigating you and giving you my broader view on the matter. So guys, if you are new, please subscribe to my channel. It will help me tremendously. Click the notification bell icon so you are notified whenever I post a new video like this, and you just can, learn maybe something new or hear something unusual that you don't hear elsewhere. And as always, if you want to engage, write me a comment, click the like button, click the dislike button, whatever you want to do, it's your choice. And make a good choice, or make any choice. It's always important to make a choice. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis, watch tennis every time, every day. And don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious. That ball was on the line.